This video is on the viewer widget. If the grid is the most important widget, this is certainly the one you will use the most. We're going to go over the features of the viewer. There's a lot of different capabilities in the viewer itself. We're going to go over loading documents. We're going to go over the first page versus full document. This is a critical capability of the viewer. It allows for wicked fast viewing. I think you're going to be very happy with it, but it's something that does need to be explained. I'm going to talk about the 4 different viewers in the product. We're going to talk about email threading and help. So let's get right to it. So the first thing we're going to do is I want to log into this case. I know I've got a lot of actual documents in this case versus that other case that's got a lot of, half files, broken files, carved stuff, just not as good for viewing. Okay, I'm going to load in files, again, just so I've got really good stuff for viewing. I'll open my grid so you guys can see what's going on, and then I will open my viewer. And at this point, I am viewing case 3, object 305, and it's got this document name, this gobbledygook thing. Right now, I am looking at the first page of that document, an image of the first page of that document, not actually the document. If I want to look at the document, I would need to load the document. The reason we do this is because it's very fast for me to load the first page of a document. See how quickly, see how my cursor, my viewer is able to keep up with my cursor even when I'm going down and up really fast? That would not be possible if I were loading entire documents. It is, however, possible with loading the first page of each document. So it creates a really good viewer experience. If he finds a document he wants to see, simply click Load Document, and it will bring in the whole document, of which there are 261 pages. And you can see how quickly that document loaded. It's quite good, frankly. Now, if we move ahead, right now I've been on this page many times before. So all these documents are, if you will, pre-converted, and you can see the performance when it's pre-converted. In a couple minutes, let's jump ahead. I'm going to jump ahead to, let's say, page 15 or something like that, some random page, and you will see the speed at which it operates when it's first seeing a set of documents. But the point is, it's very good even in that case. All right, navigating in the viewer. The big buttons navigate with the first page. The small buttons navigate loading the entire document. Depending on what you're doing, one may be way more useful than the other. We didn't want to assume what you were doing, so we gave you both options. But obviously, the big one we've given you here is the first page, because we think predominantly you won't be reading entire documents. You'll get a good sense of the document looking at the first page, and then you can load that document. When I navigate the grid using the arrow key, I again navigate via the first page. If I want to navigate by looking at the entire document, I just click on here. This button will load the entire document. All right, let's look at the features, the individual features here. Let's go to a document that I've seen that has words. Okay. The features of the viewer. It obviously supports search. And you can go forward and back on the search bar. You can also have all automatically highlighted, which is a little bit less exciting because there aren't more than one. There you go. You got 2 on that page. You can match case sensitivity if you want to. Let's do this. Sorry. And then match case sensitivity, and you can see that works in this case. All right. You can move page forward or page back. Let's clear our search. Get rid of that. Page forward, page back. You can type in a page number. You want to go to page 2. You You want to go to page 20. All pretty simple. You can zoom in, zoom out, as you'd expect. There is a thumbnail view, or I don't know what this is called. This type of view is called. Excuse me. Let's see if I can stop doing that. And you can go ahead and navigate in it. Let me give myself a little bit more real estate. So this, if you have more real estate, it's not overlapping. It's a little bit easier. But you could see I hadn't given it enough real estate, and so it wasn't really working well for me. You can go ahead and close that. Excuse me by doing that. Expand to full page. Print, download, copy, or open in a new window. So that's kind of it. I think those are the key features here. You'll notice it does not yet have redaction. In fact, this viewer is totally capable of doing redaction, but we haven't yet implemented that in the product, so you won't see that here. We have the text view. If you want to see just text, let's get this back into normal sizing. All right, so we've talked about navigating. We've talked about loading documents into the viewer. We've talked about some of the features in the viewer. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the different types of viewers. There are 4 viewers in the product. It will only show you the ones relevant to the document types you're looking at. So here, it's a rendered PDF and a text document, a set of text. If you had a video, which I know if I unfilter, hold on, I know I could find a video. There's a Nigahiga video here for you, those of you who know Nigahiga, super funny guy. So this is the media player, and you can just go click.
Dear Ron, what came first?
Excuse me, I'm going to pause that, I don't want the volume. But anyway, you can play through it. And then finally, there is an Excel document viewer, which will render the documents. It will look, to be clear, let's go back to, let's just find a document. Oh, here's a text document, cool. It will look just like this, but when you click load, it will load into an Excel view where you see all the tabs and you can navigate the cells and you can do all that kind of stuff. It's actually a full working version, effectively, of a spreadsheet program. So those are the different viewers. Now let's talk about threading and help. I have some documents that I have proactively labeled that have some reasonably good threads in them. Oh yeah, this is right. There we go. Label, viewer demo. Let's close this off. Okay, that was for showing you video, which I've already shown you, so I don't need that. Where is my email? Here's my email. When you click on email, you can see automatically Threads appears. It's not there when you're not on an email, but when you're on an email, Threads appears, as well as this, which gives you the opportunity to see if there are any attachments. You can go to the attachment, which is an image. Let's see if it's an image that we can make anything out of. I don't know what's going on there, but or you can, I think maybe that might even be a blank image. You can go back to the original email. Let's look at the threads. Now, threading here is done very different than I've seen it, frankly, done anywhere else. The way we thread, and I got to give you an expand all button, which I haven't given you yet, so I apologize. So you got to kind of manually click through things. But we are looking at this document, as you can see. This is the highlighted one. This is actually a document that contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails going back and forth. Now, only some of those emails are actually in my data set. So not all of the emails, for example, this email, the email from Guan, wasn't in my email. All I have, well, actually, excuse me, I believe that one might have been. But the point is, emails that didn't go to me aren't in my email set. Or perhaps they weren't in this PST that we gathered. So if we come all the way to this node, that's not going to be in my email set. Let me show you loading the document. This is quite a long email. There's a bunch of back and forth. It's all Access data internal, and nothing's particularly private here. So we start out with Guan, who's a good friend of mine in China, emailing me about a visit to China. Now, I don't have that actual email, but I know that this is the end of a long thread because I've got all these nodes mapped out. Now, this node I actually have. That's the, okay, so let's look at this. Okay, it's all yours then. That was the message I sent there. Let's come back to here. And let's load this document. Okay, it's all yours then. That was that email. And you know that you've got that email because they branch off the same, and then there's no additional branching going on. It's possible for there to be additional branching in which this email wouldn't be a total complete superset. But in this case, you can see this email is a superset of all these other emails. Why is that so good? Why have we done it this way? Because I admit this is a little bit more complicated than a lot of the way email typically gets presented. But we've done it that way for the purpose of thread suppression. If you've read this email, you don't ever need to read this one. You don't ever need to read this one. You can select them and label them if you want, or you can just ignore them completely because they are part of these emails. That's why it's done that way. And you can see again, the ones that have attachments have these. You click on it and then you go here and you can see the attachment. So that's email threading. Okay, now last but not least, let's talk about help. Help is the system's internal help. If you're having problems and you don't know how to do something, you can come in here and you can find a video that might be helpful to you. So let's say we're having trouble with the filters. We can see we've got making custom filters, we've got a filter overview, and we've got a filter widget video. And we can click on any one of those. You have to double click, excuse me, and it will pull up the video and you can play it. So that's simple. That's the whole viewer. Pretty happy with it. I think you'll find it, in terms of web viewers, a really good solution. Obviously, there's no comparison with a desktop viewer, but that's a different animal entirely. So hopefully that was a helpful video. Thank you.